Electricity Conservation Solution Presentation, landofcreativities.com. Our topic for today is how to replace renewable resources or create a device to use in order to power electricity. This is our topic because electricity is mainly created by non-renewable resources, which are limited. Also, there are many problems that electricity can cause. For example, since oil helps electricity run, there could be oil leaks or spills in the ocean. So our main question we researched on is how to create or find a solution for using renewable resources more than using non-renewable ones to create electricity. We have brainstormed 3 solutions for this. But before that, I want to teach you the basics. What is energy? Is it a natural resource? If so, are they renewable resources? Energy is the capacity of doing work. However, this energy is not a solid form, but rather a helpful tool which you cannot see. Some examples of energy are wind energy, thermal energy, nuclear energy, kinetic energy, solar energy, or chemical energy. They are natural resources used to help us. They're renewable resources because they're unlimited and can be replaced in a relatively short time. So we have brainstormed 3 solutions, and 2 of them require us to learn about solar energy and wind energy. So here is a small definition on these 2 vocabulary words. Solar energy is an energy generated by the sun. In other words, it is the sunlight produced by the sun. Wind energy is the process of making electrical energy in the form of wind energy. Another way to say wind energy is wind power. And wind energy is also a form of solar energy. Moving on, let's go further into our main question topic. What renewable resources do the same tasks as non-renewable resources or non-renewable electricity? Some renewable resources we can use other than non-renewable resources are solar energy or wind energy. Wind turbines are grouped together to create a farm. These farms are called wind farms. They harvest the power of wind to generate electricity. So the 2 kinds of renewable resources which can do the same tasks as non-renewable resources are solar energy and wind energy. We are going to explore another solution where we don't use a form of energy or a renewable resource exactly, but we create a kind of thing or tool used for our daily lives to do this. And it's very familiar. We have all of the materials, but how do we start creating, using those non-renewable resources, or actually renewable resources, electricity? So how can these renewable resources help us make electricity? One of the renewable resources are wind energy. That is one of our solutions. Did you know that they originated from old-fashioned windmills? So the ones that are in the farms usually. So now we do know what our solution is. Our first solution, we're using wind energy to create wind turbines, wind farms. And that's going to help us. So how do wind turbines make electricity? Is it just really a little wind going a long way? Well, before we learn that, we must know what wind turbines are. So wind turbines are a device used to turn wind energy into electrical energy in order to produce electricity renewably. So what they're doing is they're using that wind energy source to create something more productive and to create electricity using a renewable resource. Moving back, we need to learn the steps on how wind turbines are generating electricity. So first, what happens is the wind or the wind energy is making the wind shaft of the wind turbine move. When this happens, wind energy turns into electrical energy. So when all this wind energy is coming on the wind turbine's shaft, they're actually converting energies. They're just taking one renewable resource and changing it to the other form of its renewable resource. And then it's used to power electricity renewably. Is this all good, or may it also have some negative effects with the positive ones? Let's explore some of them. So some positive effects, which we have already discussed, are that they're a great way to preserve oil and other non-renewable resources used to make electricity. And that's how it decreases the amount of greenhouse gases emissions in the air. But they also have some negative impacts. They have some negative impacts too. They're a little less efficient. That is because wind turbines only work good if there's enough wind. So where there's no wind, no wind turbines energy. Basically, they can only be used in places where there are high wind speeds. Ideally, no one would use it in places where there aren't any high wind speeds. So basically, that's why this is not that popular. And also, they cost a lot. And that's why many people don't buy them. Wind turbines aren't that popular, but they are an ongoing situation, or rather a solution. Solution 2. Further on with our investigation. Which light bulbs use less electricity, are more durable, and cost less? LEDs use 90% less electricity. LEDs are 25 times more durable. LEDs save $225 more than other bulbs. Wow, that's amazing. Do we even know what LEDs are? Let's move on and find out. So the full form of LEDs are light-emitted diodes, which are more durable, efficient, and cheap. These are the only bulbs which can come in different kinds of colors. Also, they're pretty. Just to sum up, LEDs use 90% less electricity, LEDs are 25 times more durable, and LEDs save $225 more than other bulbs. How do LEDs provide you more efficient lighting while using less required materials? LEDs are efficient because they use their energy to create light rather than use energy. On the other hand, the rest of the bulbs gather energy, like heat with light. Things that most LEDs have. Also, most LEDs have LDRs, which are light-dependent resistors. So what are LDRs? What are resistors? Let's find out. So an LDR is a light-dependent resistor, which is a motor, which changes the amount of brightness or resistance based on the light level. If the light level is low, then the brightness would change accordingly to save electricity. So when you don't need that much light, LDRs are taking up and saving that light for future, rather than just sparking it up. A resistor is a device used to control the flow of electricity and brightness. They must be added to LEDs so that they don't burst. Resistors are kind of doing the same job as LDRs, except they are not saving light, but rather the other source, the other energy, and also controlling the flow. Can LEDs also help the environment? LEDs are made from completely non-toxic materials and are recyclable. So they're reducing the greenhouse gases and are reducing the risk of global warming. Fun fact, did you know that if the entire US switched to LED lights, it would save $250 billion and lower the amount of carbon emissions by 1,800 million metric tons? That fact was totally amazing. And these pictures of how LEDs are used are more. I hope you like them. So here is a visual representation of how LEDs work. I've used them on an Arduino. If you don't know, it's like a robot's brain and it's used for other kinds of functions. And the green line things are wires. Well, LEDs are quite amazing. Now we have to move on to our other solution. Is there another in-progress solution to this? Well, yes, we still have to learn about how we can use solar energy to create electricity. Photovoltaic panels or PV panels are used to do this. The panels convert electromagnetic energy into electric energy. Wow, a lot of new terms. Let's learn about what photovoltaic panels are and electromagnetic energy. Electromagnetic radiation is solar radiation, or in simple words, light. This light is radiated by the sun. Electromagnetic radiation is a renewable resource as it is gathered by the sun. So basically, in small, kiddish words, electromagnetic radiation or energy is a renewable resource which converts sunlight into energy. Even more easy, it's sunlight. Moving on to photovoltaic panels. So photovoltaic panels are a device in the form of a panel used to convert solar energy to electrical energy in order to produce electricity renewably. Quick note, the only difference between photovoltaic panels and solar panels is that these PV panels convert thermal energy or heat energy into electrical energy. but they kind of are the same thing, so I've put them together. If you want to do solar panels or photovoltaic panels, they're kind of the same methods. So, are research groups working on improving and researching solar energy? The U.S. Department of Solar Energy Technology's office is working thoroughly to find more uses of solar energy. If you want to learn more about this, maybe you could go on to and search up the U.S. Department of Solar Energy Technology's office to find more information about this. Maybe you could research about a new solution. Thank you for listening to us present. We hope you learned something new today. Landofcreativities.com, make learning fun. Remember, this is a science video. If you want to look more on creative writing, please go to our website.